If you've ever taken a road trip through the Pacific Northwest, you've probably seen a bumper sticker for a place called Gravity Falls. It's not on any maps, and most
And most
people have
people have
never
never
heard of it.
heard of it.
Some people
Some
think it's a
people
myth.
think it's a myth. But if you're curious, don't wait. Take a trip. Find it. It's out there somewhere in the woods, waiting. Have you ever had that feeling where you knew you just had to see something? You didn't know anything about it, but you knew it was going to change you once you got your hands on it? For some it was Pokemon, and others was Animal Crossing, to some others it was Street Fighter, but for me, surprisingly, was Gravity Falls. I know that sounds like a big claim, but bear with me as I tell you the story of how I was introduced to this show. So, I first learned about this show in late, I don't know, late 2016. It was from the San Jose Fanime 2016 convention. And I was super excited. This was my first time going to the convention because for the last 4 years, I've just seen people walking around convention time in costumes or playing around with like their various weapons. They looked like they were having so much fun with their friends. And I've never been to one, so I thought it was just only natural that I would go with my friends to this convention and see what the whole fuss was about. I love anime, so I was like, okay, this makes sense. So imagine me, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I'm walking across the street to get to the convention center, and then I turn the corner and I'm just surrounded by a sea of different colored hair, people in all different kinds of outfits and just doing poses everywhere. I was like, dude, this is so cool. And so for the entire day, me and my friends, well, at first we didn't even know what we were going to do. Were we going to go visit Artist Alley? Were we going to go to see like a Street Fighter tournament? Or we're going to go see like this Vocaloid group? Honestly, we were trying to do it all, and by the time it was great, like honestly so much fun, but by the afternoon we actually didn't really know what else to do. So we were even, I think, contemplating going home, resting for a bit, and then coming back later tonight, because I think there was like some type of like dance or something that was going to be happening. So before we go, like we're walking in these like tan halls in the convention center, and we turn the corner and we see like this line of people, and we were like, yo, let's check it out, what's going on. We walk to that line, and as we get closer we realize this wasn't a short ass line. This was like going around the corner. We turned that corner and it's like, oh my god, this is a Disneyland line. It's curving around. We're like, what is going on? And so we tap on the last person in line. We're like, hey, what is this for? He's like, oh, this is a Gravity Falls panel. We have never heard of this show, but everyone seemed super excited for it. So we are like, all right, let's file in, let's wait, let's see what this is about. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be a fun time. At least we get to sit somewhere and relax instead of just walking around, you know? So we wait and we wait. Honestly, we have no idea what we're waiting for. We all had our phones, but I don't think we realized to even like search up what this show was about. We really were just like, all right, whatever this is, we'll just relax for an hour. And then we walked through the door. I didn't realize that there was a gigantic stage in the convention center. it makes sense in hindsight because, like, duh, like, what if there was like 1,000 people that wanted to go somewhere, and like they were gonna have like I don't know, a telethon, or I don't know, something to teach people, whatever. It was like, I thought it was gonna be like 100 seats max, but no, this was like a whole ass stadium filled to the brim with people. I'm pretty sure it was packed, and somehow me and my friends still were able to find like seats kind of towards the center, but it's like center back, and like we were all just in this sea of people. Like, we had no idea what was happening, but everyone else was like super excited, and they got even more excited when these like people in costume walked to the panel. And I had no idea what was going on. There was like a guy in a suit, and he had beautiful blonde hair, picking on this guy with a blue and white hat. And then there was also like this really nice girl in this sweater that just made everyone seem happy. And then there was this like kind of a jerk guy that was throwing out one-liners in like a suit and tie, and like not a suit and tie, but like in a tuxedo and a top hat. And I was just like, what is going on? They were probably for like the next hour and a half, it was just inside jokes. But for some reason I was still laughing. It felt very homey and warm, like this was something that I could like be part of a community of, because I was like, dude, everyone seemed really chill. I still had no idea what was going on. And I tell myself and my friends, hey, we're gonna watch this when we get home. We all agree, promise to each other, and then once we step out, we proceed to totally forget about that promise and about the show. So fast forward to either later that night or the next night, there was a prom/rave that was going to happen, and I believe there was like a practice like dance for it, where it was like a practice dance where, yeah, people were like learning different moves to do for the prom, I guess. And everyone's just dancing like with their partners or random people. And eventually I just got like matched up with like this one girl, and I was trying to put the riz on her, but your boy, this was in 2016, it was kind of hard for him to have that. And so I tell her that, hey, you look really pretty, you look really good in your outfit. And she laughed and said, do you recognize this? Do you know what this is? And I'm like, okay, shoot, I have no idea, but there's a star on her. So I was like, reading rainbow? She laughed at me and said that she was Mabel from Gravity Falls. And everything came like to a head for me. I was like, oh crap, that's right, I need to watch that show. To me, it definitely felt like, okay, universe, you can stop telling me to watch this show, I'll watch this show. And that's what I did. The very next day, I plopped down in front of my TV. I was pretty sure I was just going to only watch like a few episodes, but then 2 seasons later and 1 day later, I get up and I totally understand now. 3, 2, 1. The great art style of the show really hooked me. Like, the cartooniness of it and the colorfulness of it made me think it was going to be just a run-of-the-mill monster of the week show, but it was so much more than that. Like like the music immediately hooked me as well. The theme song, I played that like every day um, for the rest of that year. And then even to this day, like I still hum the song, and I like actually make it a point, a priority to learn that song on whatever instrument that I'm learning at the time. And then speaking of the art style, like I feel like it was so much more cinematic than other cartoons were at the time. Like the a good example of this is what is the episode The Love God, when the Grunkle Stan hot air balloon is like falling on top of the Love God, and it's like, I don't know, it's so epic. There's all this billowing smoke, and it just has a sense of awe as you watch this thing come crashing down on something, on a person that like looked kind of big, next to Dipper and Mabel, but then is just so um, like made to look like an ant, which was super cool. And there's just a ton of scenes like that. And then literally every scene with like Bill Cipher, because whenever that guy got mad, dude, he looked so cool. Speaking of Bill Cipher, that was actually like, I don't want to admit this, but it took me much longer to realize who that guy in the top hat and suit was from the panel. But then when I saw Bill Cipher's hat randomly, I made the connection in my head, and I was like, oh, that's who that guy was. And it made so much sense. Everyone was hating on him, but he was like, didn't care, and like was so nonchalant, and like seemed still so relaxed, like he was totally in control, because that's totally what Bill Cipher would do. Everything about him was so cool, so cryptic, but there were so many symbols, and it just made you feel like there was so much more to the show, that if you just dig a little deeper, you'll get all this lore. And it made it feel like you can just dive in there and like spend hours and days. And it felt so cool to like watch. So I do wish, like, hey, I do wish that I did something with like my passion for the show. Did I ever like dress up? No, not really. Maybe this year. Did I ever like write fan fiction or like draw photos or draw fan art, I mean? Well, if you want to see my art skills, then let me know in the comments and maybe I'll show you, but I haven't done anything like that. Did I ever draw like or make fan fiction? No. I suck at writing. But now that I have the skill of music production, I thought it was only fitting to be my first remix is of the Gravity Falls theme song. And I tried to make it more moody and kind of lo-fi, just to show how much this show meant to me and how much I really liked it. So if you guys can take a listen, that'd mean a lot. So yeah, without further ado, Hey, I really hope you like the song. I'm gonna put out a video where it's just a song, so you don't have to listen to me ramble. And also, my next one, I've been really wanting to like make more sets of songs, so that's like longer, so that like it's a longer YouTube video basically. So I'm gonna try it with Gravity Falls first, where I remix 2 more songs and make like a 10-minute study video, relaxing video, what have you. So yeah, look forward to that. If you guys can like and subscribe, I'd be so over the moon. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you later.